looking back as when I was a Christian, I see a pattern of, we've discussed white supremacy, racism, homophobia. But I want to talk about another heterosexual privilege and very racist topic. Atheism taught me how to resist relationship heterosexual expectations. And this is important. This is vital. And it's not something that's talked about enough. Do you know how much pressure and familial discomfort there is because of heterosexual expectations? There's a reason why they have a term called in the closet. And atheism taught me I don't need to be a stereotype. I don't need to be a trope. I don't need to be a godly woman. I can be who I am. And anyone who wants me to be a biblical godly wife or a godly mother, they can go fuck themselves. If that's the life they want to have, fine. I don't want anything biblical or religious attached to my choices. You're not a better wife or mother because you're a biblical woman. Your marriage is not more blessed or sanctified or sacred because you have a preacher instead of a judge standing there reciting sexist vows. Live the life you want and shut up if people are living a different life. If you want to support them, fine. I don't have to do or be anybody. And that's what coming out is all about. Destroying familial and social expectations or assumptions. And I get it. Not everyone can come out, especially if you're in a place where it's illegal, or you don't feel safe, or perhaps you're not financially and physically independent yet. And if you're not 100% plus sure your parents won't hurt you and they'll accept you, don't come out until, if you can, when you're ready. And one of the things I had to tell my parents is, I'm not giving you any grandchildren. I'm not getting married. I want to travel and have a career instead. And I don't care if they're okay with it. If they want to stay, that's fine. Okay. It's my life. And nobody is owed grandchildren, a son-in-law. Nobody has any entitlement. And just because you give birth to a cis male or a cis female does not mean you're entitled to have that person recognize and commit to that gender when they become 18 or older. It's their life. Even if you give someone a name or select a gender, if they choose something different, then deal with it. It's not your life. They're not your property. And realizing I don't have to be married if it's not my passion. I don't have to have kids because that's the only role a woman has. And if a woman isn't having children, she's not a woman, is utter BS. You can be a woman and decide what womanhood is for you. And it may be traditional, or it may be so liberal and different that most people can't wrap their heads around it. But that's okay. And if you choose, you don't want to be cis, and I don't even believe it's a choice, but let's say you choose to come out, then people need to accept you the way you are. They don't have to understand it. They don't even have to believe in it, even though it's probably going to be very hurtful if they don't. You still treat people with respect. And if you can't call people by the name they have told you they want with their pronouns, you're not a friendly person. You can say whatever you want, but that doesn't make you a decent human being. And sometimes I have to tell people to shut the fuck up because it's not their life. And The best thing to do is set boundaries and hold people accountable. And when my parents refuse to accept me as the person I am, I remind them that they made decisions when they were financially independent. And if you can do it, so can I. I have no problem putting people in their place and telling them to mind their own business. So, live the life you want. If you want to embrace traditional relationships, fine. But you don't have to. Make sure the decision you have and want is what's right for you. And if you choose the wrong thing, you can always change your life. You can. As long as it's something that's possible. I mean, if you decide to have kids when you're 48, it might be very difficult. But for the most part, you can change what life you want. You can. I just reject the idea that religions and Christians have, that the most important decision you ever make is who you marry, because that's such a limited viewpoint of adulthood. The most important decision you'll ever make is to live your authentic life, to be proud of who you are, to embrace your faults, your flaws, and your strengths. The most important people in my life are my friends and my interests. My family, romantic partners aren't even in the top 3 important things in my life. So, I don't care what other people are doing. I refuse to be shamed for being different. And half of the people 18 and older aren't even having kids anymore. 1 out of 4 women aren't even in relationships anymore. So how I live is not 1%. It's 20 to 50% of the population now. I'm not weird. I'm just different. And people hate and fear what they don't understand or don't have the emotional and psychological capability to understand. That's their problem. But we live our lives the way we want, and fuck anyone who says otherwise, because they're not worthy of our time and attention. Find people you can call family. And if someone shows you who they are, believe them.